just about set for tip-off between the Louisville Cardinals and the Virginia Cavaliers. With Corey Alexander, I'm Doug Sherman. The Cardinals come into this game having taken nearly the last 2 weeks off from game action.
Or that they cleaned that up. Of course, defense is the calling card here in Charlottesville.
Notre Dame shot 70% from the floor in the first half last time out against a Virginia defense that is historically significant. Just underway, Louisville with the basketball first. Here comes Tyler Johnson at the point, number 4 in black. Feed it inside to Brandon Huntley Hatfield, and he starts quickly. A young man with 3 consecutive double-doubles.
Get the ball inside to him early.
As somebody who was young when he got there, a young 18, he battled confidence issues, and trying to play grown men in the SEC is tough for anybody, let alone an 18-year-old, and he is still working on that. It's a process with Kenny Payne. UVA has its first 2 on the shot by Jake Grove. Louisville can not afford to lose anybody else. We know for sure only 7 scholarship players available for the Cardinals tonight. There may be a little more leeway on that. Triple by Sky Clark to see Emmanuel Okorafor off the turnover. Here comes Dunn. Can he track down the ball and save it? He does. Reestablishes back on this side of the baseline, and UVA sets up. Catch and release. Andrew Rohde for 3.
Good sign for the Who's early. Andrew cracked that paint and created a shot for one of his teammates.
He is the ACC leader in assists, 5.5 per game. Into the lane, puts it up and in. Virginia on top 7-5.
Go my favorite route.
Beekman always looking for somebody. Tane Murray this time off the bench for Virginia. Picked up his dribble in a tough spot. Beekman pulls up. Give him 4 early points. It's a 4-point Virginia lead. High level than the Virginia fans were 15 years ago. So isn't it apples and oranges?
It's been a long time since the Louisville fans have been accustomed to winning. If you go back and you think about once Rick Pitino exited the building, the Louisville Cardinal fans have not been used to winning. And so when Kenny Payne took over this program, he made it very clear that the program was broken. It needed to be fixed. And when you're dealing with one of your own, as Kenny Payne is, of course, national champion at the University of Louisville, you also have to understand that there are many recruits watching. How do you treat your own? And that is a big thing moving forward, because I can tell you for certain as we see Tane Murray coming off the screen.
And when you say one of your own, of course, Kenny Payne was a terrific basketball player at Louisville, was a freshman on Denny Crum's national championship team in 1980 and was a first-round draft pick. Played a number of years in the NBA, and it has not gone the way they would have liked. A 9-35 record as head coach at his alma mater. Sky Clark buries the 3.
But I can tell you also, when the gym was half full back in 2010, 2011, it wasn't going the way that Virginia fans wanted it to go either. There was no embrace the pace as we see Blake Buchanan off the beautiful dime from Reese Beekman.
Bennett before the game. What's different now for Blake Buchanan than the first time I saw him in the Florida game in Charlotte way back in November when he was so good? And it just sounds like it's the usual course for freshmen.
That's it. Confidence. That's what it is. And as a freshman who's checking in, he will get an opportunity. They knew they were going to be
11 years have won national championships. The expectation.
But Sky's really like a first year this year. He only played 7 games at Illinois last season. So when you're talking about the youth of this team, as Isaac McNeely lines up the 3 and is able to knock it down. You know,
Payne spent 10 years as the top assistant coach for John Calipari. Done off the sweet lob pass from Beekman.
And Virginia looking very well prepared. You've got to be able to drop that down.
Clark. Another offensive rebound in the stick back by Danilo Jovanovic. That snapped a 4-minute scoreless drought and has the Cardinals back within 5.
Tony Bennett talked to us pregame about how teams are starting to zone up more. So you can see Virginia's put a lot of work into their zone offense.
Beekman drawing a crowd defensively, finds Groves. Rohde on the putback.
6-point, 8 for 11 field goals, 6 for 8 3-point games, back-to-back against Syracuse and North Carolina Central. Since then, has not scored in double figures, so good sign to see him going early.
Tyler Johnson has hit. An hour before tip-off, Tony Bennett said that the one thing they're most working on offensively, and really at both ends of the floor, getting good shots and not allowing good shots. Through the first 15 minutes, what have you seen in that regard, Corey, as they allow a slam dunk along the baseline by Mike James?
But that was even though Mike James got the dunk, it was a contested dunk. So you want to see your guys in there. I think Virginia's done a great job early in this game of getting good looks on the offensive end of the floor. So good, and there's another one. As Ryan Dunn gets an opportunity to get downhill.
You're naming guys before they had earned it, so he wanted to hold that until later in the season, and that is still to come.
But do you have info that it's going to be Mike James?
No, but he was clear about saying at this point that man has been our #1 leader.
Well, right now he is got. There's no reason you shouldn't get offensive rebound. You only get a couple of chances when you're the guard going in there, dropping it off to the big. You got to finish those, otherwise you're not getting the next one.
And coach, you knew the answer to that question. Ryan Dunn with a chance for 3.
But that's the way you finish, Ryan.
4 for 4 from the floor so far tonight.
That was on the road.
So that's why you think they've lost 8 of their last 11.
Yes, I do believe that's the case.
More so the schedule than anything else.
I believe that's the case. I believe that's why Virginia's lost a couple of their last games because they've been on the road. Because in this building,
3.1 assist to turnover ratio, always among the best. And the freshman Caleb Glenn, native son from right there in Louisville, back on the floor. Beekman for 3. Yes! UVA's 5th made 3 of the night, now 5 of 12.
And this is what Reese Beekman does best, getting his team out in transition. Off of defense, the beautiful find to Ryan Dunn.
This is our 3rd game together. Steals and blocks combined, and those two guys are very good at both. This Virginia defense has been very good so far tonight. Jovanovic now with 22 points for Louisville. That matches the lowest points allowed this year and a half by Virginia. Can Beekman get off a shot? He's fouled before the shot. Louisville with a foul to give.
Catch here.
Beekman with the responsibility, gets it into McNeely. Miller all over him. It doesn't matter. Isaac McNeely, among the best three-point shooters in the country, makes it a 16-point halftime lead.
Isaac McNeely feeling good about things, catching it going off the bounce. Good defense by Miller. Great offense by McNeely to give Virginia that.
Once again, Danilo Jovanovic making his first career start for Louisville tonight as James draws the foul. And we'll head to the 9:30 Eastern time on ESPN.
I was not in favor of Florida State bowl games of some type of importance.
Huntley Hatfield. They move the basketball very well and get a 3-point opportunity from their big man.
And they have nice ball movement. Now the Cards with an opportunity to have the 4 points.
Kenny Payne was put in place at his alma mater, and he and BHH have that kind of relationship.
And Kenny Payne has that type of relationship with pretty much every player that he's ever coached. I actually sat with Kenny in Dallas with Julius Randle's mom, Carolyn, who just flat out loves. He's got so many great relationships throughout this game.
Members of the 2023.
That's wrong for you having those expectations.
Reese Beekman gives to Rhodey. Buchanan to the cutting dunk. And the one-handed hammer.
Get Ryan Dunn cutting to the basket with a free run. You're going to find yourself in a highlight. We may see that on SportsCenter.
Jim Harbaugh's last game as Wolverines head coach. Is he off to the NFL?
If I'm Jim Harbaugh, I'm absolutely gone to the NFL. Forget this college football stuff and all the politics and everything that are involved.
Buchanan was blocked by the point.
Rebuild. Of course, you want to get your guy when you get your guy, and they got him. But this same man that was celebrated for coming back and getting his degree in 2003 is being much maligned right now by his
16 from the floor.
Back at the way that Ryan Dunn is playing offensively and how well he's shooting the basketball, that was the one positive. He and Reese Beekman were the only two guys in double figures in that game for Virginia. Athleticism and his natural ability, that's the guy I'm taking my chances with.
And the ball comes to him. The 10th leading rebounder in the ACC has another. That is his 7th tonight. Nifty shot by Tane Murray, the 3rd year from Auckland, New Zealand.
And Tane Murray's giving Virginia good minutes tonight as well. Knocked down a 3 in the first half, now going off the bounce. Not something you see often from Tane Murray, but that's one of the things for Virginia. They're going to have more guys that can make plays, especially without Reese Beekman having to create all the offense for the entire team.
Williams silences the crowd. He's
no point guard on the floor. McNeely taking over. So we'll have to see how Virginia operates with Beekman on the bench.
Well, it's going to be down to Dunn. The turnaround from the baseline goes just before the horn sounded. Well, Ryan Dunn has matched his career high with 15 points. Tane Murray getting to the back. Yovanovich.
That's Ryan Dunn. That's why he's so spectacular, because he can guard his yard and then block the shot.
Johnson to the rim and beats the buzzer.
I mean, again, normally he comes up with those, but again, it may have been asking a little too much for all that he'd already done.
McNeely. You give him any space, and he's going to knock that down.
Okay. I'm still trying to get over you thinking that Tyrese. I love Tyrese Proctor.
I couldn't tell
the best player in the league. Do you realize how well R.J. Davis and P.J. Hall are playing?
Yes, those two are the leaders for Player of the Year in the ACC. But best player.
I think they're better than Tyrese Proctor. Okay. You want to guess those two guys?
I wouldn't need 3 guesses. I would get it in 1 and 2. McNeely with another triple. He's got 11. Under 9 minutes to go, Virginia has been comfortably in front since midway through the first half. The Hoos have been shooting it better, now 7 of 19. This is their largest lead of the night so far. James the extra pass to Williams.
Ball in the hands of Andrew Rhodey to run the offense. As Tane Murray also gets some extended minutes.
Groves will head to the free throw line.
Syracuse, you guys do no math there, correct? Okay.
It's a communication wing, but it's not completely foreign territory to him. Johnson's pass deflected by McNeely. James. That's a 2-point shot.
Mike James continues to have some success offensively. He scored 24 points against Virginia here last year in his redshirt freshman year. So whenever you have a big game against a team, you come in and play against them the next time with confidence.
Perfect swish off the finger. Dunn, Groves, Rhodey, McNeely, Beekman back on the floor with under 7 minutes to play in regulation. McNeely off the bounce. Boy, if he can continue to do that, in addition to knocking down the 3, he is a really tough guard.
But you still win on the road. Kyle guys, they gotta love to win on the road. You want to go in and hush the other team's crowd. I'm not sure outside of Reese Beekman and Ryan Dunn who those guys are that go out and do that on the road. But we know that McNeely can get them on their feet here at JPJ.
Well, he has refound his stroke tonight. He was so good first 10 games, making 55%. Previous 3 before tonight, he got a little sideways, but no trouble tonight with the 16 points and counting. Lefty layup by Curtis Williams.
So the challenge for Virginia, we saw it on one of our promos. Next up for them, they go to NC State, where Kevin Keatts is going to pressure significantly, understanding that that is what has caused Virginia problems throughout their losses this year. And so it's going to be important for guys like McNeely and Rhodey to be able to handle that pressure and still make shots.
Boy, Williams is over.
He doesn't have success early. So stick with it. Keep it going.
And he's another one of those top 100 recruits for Kenny Payne in this freshman class that's trying to build around. Louisville as a team has made its last 4 threes. McNeely with a little step back along the baseline.
Too early for me to come out. I got it going right now.
And now do you think when McNeely gets back in the locker room, he checks the Miami box score to see how Wooga Poplar is shooting tonight? Because they are neck and neck for best three-point shooting percentage in the league.
I'm going to go with no.
Made a 3 to start, but then, as Corey said, got to the basket 3 times in a row. Louisville in transition, and Rhodey called for the foul.
Close to 26 free throw attempts.
This is Tyler Johnson, the freshman out of our Savior Louisville, changed the trajectory of this season.
You know, I said the same thing. I was actually in studio that night watching the game, and nothing against Texas, but rooting for the Cards. And that was the thing, and he's thinking exactly what you thought. What that right now. Now, one thing we have to make sure that J.J. Trainor's not playing, not be understated. We talked about, Dante Harris missing for Virginia. When you're doing that without 2 and 3 of your guys who are in your rotation, it makes it extremely difficult.
Brandon Huntley Hatfield makes just his second 3 minutes to go. Elijah Gertrude back into the game for Virginia, number 12 in white. Tane Murray having a night.
Tane Murray is earning playing time right now. One of the things we've seen from Tony Bennett, going with the lineup with both Buchanan and Groves on the floor together, has games would be Texas A&M. He understands. Now, being that we're talking about you sounding smart, I need for you to clarify your Tyrese Proctor statement where you said that he has the highest ceiling.
Yes.
Okay. Please tell.
That is absolutely my thought when I said what I said.
Okay. All right. Because when you say best player, I'm thinking the guy who is
from Murray.
That's the guy I'm excited about, Elijah Gertrude. He is going to be really, really good. And again, the growing pains right now was supposed to have redshirted this season. They pulled the red shirt off. Once the
got a look on the 6'4" freshman from.
He takes a lot of credit for Elijah Gertrude being
lineup. Have played the best. Maybe Wake Forest.
Well, no. Again, although Miami has the 2 big losses, that is a team that is going to be dangerous when it's all said and done, and they get everyone healthy.
Blake Buchanan with the layup. Shot clock is off, and Louisville will dribble it out. And the folks still at John Paul Jones Arena rise to their feet and appreciate the effort tonight by the Wahoos.
And give the fans a lot of credit. Made a lot of noise in the building without the students here. An opportunity for a few other people that don't normally get to sit in the student section to be able to hang around.